week, smallmouth and largemouth wise, but our takeoff in Plattsburgh, it's a place, a venue that every single angler gets excited to visit because you know catching good weight is gonna happen. But catching a giant weight is what you really need. And Brian Schmidt, this is our updated leaderboard after a couple fish catches this morning. Those anglers have been out for less than 30 minutes competing out on Championship Sunday. And Brian Schmidt holding strong at the top. Lee Livesey with a few fish as well. Chris Zaldain waiting to get his first bite. Austin Felix, the birthday boy, catching one early this morning as well. But it is going to be a shootout, the top 10. Normally, you don't get a top 10 any closer than it is this week at Lake Champlain, Such.
Yeah, Ronnie, the question is, can anybody catch Brian Schmidt the way he's been catching fish all week, Ronnie? It's going to be hard-pressed for somebody to climb and have one of those. They'd have to have a mega bag, and he'd have to slip a little, basically.
That is who they're chasing down. We have 9 anglers chasing down our leader, Brian Schmidt. Brian Schmidt, one of the best anglers on this body of water, and he broke it down as he left the dock this morning.
All right, day 4 is just starting right now. We're idling out on Lake Champlain, my favorite lake in the whole world. Some way, somehow, we got to catch 19 pounds. We have exhausted a lot of stuff we have. We have to run some new water. We're going to run some new water all morning, hopefully catch some big smallmouth. At the very end of the day, we're going to go to some big largemouth and hopefully get this done.
Championship Sunday, man. We're 1 minute away from takeoff. We're in second place, and man, I've had a lot of second place finishes over the years, and I don't want another second place finish. I want a first place finish. The guy in front of me, Brian Schmidt, he's a closer. He's won a lot of tournaments. Whether he's out of fish or not, I have no clue. I can't control what he's doing. I can only control what I'm doing. The area I'm fishing has got him, and I'm deciding to stick with smallmouth. And let's see if we can win this thing with 20 smallmouth put on the scales over a 4-day period. It's been an awesome week so far. My hands are battered, my legs are battered, my ankle's busted, everything's bleeding, but I'm happy. It hurts so good. Let's go get them.
I don't know if this is the Bassmaster Elite Series or a UFC fight, but everything's battered for Chris Zaldain. Welcome into the Bassmaster Studio, sponsored by Marathon. Ronnie Moore here with Mike Sukon, and it has been a dogfight. If you catch 16 pounds on Lake Champlain, you are well below the cut. If you catch 17, you're barely squeaking in. You have to catch 18 to 19 pounds just to be in contention for the top 10, and 20 a day just to be in the lead.
It was just under 19 pounds to get to the top 10, Ronnie. And like we're saying, Brian Schmidt, over Zaldain, he's 2.7. Over Combs, he's 3.5. Walters, 3.10. They'll have to do some big things today to be able to catch Mr. Schmidt.
For a pound basically being 15 to 20 spots this week, having a 2.5 pound lead for Brian Schmidt leaving the dock this morning is so huge because he might have to catch 19 pounds like he's saying, but if he comes up just a little short of that, he does have a 2.5 pound cushion. Now we're out live with
I stopped a little short
of our top 3 this morning.
Smallmouth right here, but I don't know how big. Well, there's a bunch of them. Hopefully we can get one. I can tell you right now, they ain't the right one.
4-pound class
fish. Tell
fish.
looking at them on live scope, you know.
Birds are real active. I like that. I like the clouds. I like the wind direction change. I like that south wind blowing into this North Bay here. I mean, in theory, they should be stacked. Just a little one. It's just a little one. Big giant alewives in their mouths. Oh, come on. Oh, shoot.
Chris Zaldain getting started with his first keeper of the day. Not the size that he wanted, but it's always good when you arrive to your spot and are able to catch a fish, knowing that some are there, but the size today to make up that 2.5 pound deficit, they need to be one of his best days of the week. Lee Livesey, been so strong early in the morning. This is earlier today, the first 30 minutes of the morning.
That's a bass.
Catching a couple
It's a little
early.
one. 12 inches though. No, let's go. There he is. I think there's another little one. I can't tell. He's hooked weird. Stay out of that grass. Number 2. We're getting them going. Get them fired. There he is. Little bitty, I think. Got him hooked in the back. We rolling now. Felt like that was 15 seconds.
We're out live with Lee Livesey. 2 in the boat. Second place right now.
Little update.
3 in the
We ran up north. We're gonna make a little loop up here, see if we can catch a few fish. They were biting when I first got here. I caught 2 or 3 little bitty ones, like real little, and lost a couple, but they were small too. I got, 2 little sections here I'm gonna fish, and I'm gonna hit just a few more things in the inland sea, and I might end up on the other side too, but we're gonna try to be out of this north end by 9:30ish, and we're gonna run south about, 50, 60 miles from here, probably about 50 miles, and see if we can find something new. But we're gonna rotate just a few of these largemouth spots and see if we can catch a big head before we run down there. Would be nice if we had a 4 or 5 pounder at least. We're just gonna have fun today. We're gonna hit everything we like, and anything that looks good, we're gonna stop and fish and catch some fish.
Started 3 pounds, 14 ounces. Back of Brian Schmidt, Ronnie.
Another guy we have to keep our eye on this week, Angler of the Year leader Seth Fighter, jumping in our top 10 as expected this week.
Next 30 hours, yeah. We're gonna fish today till 3 o'clock, weigh in, hang out at the weigh-in for a little bit, load up, packed up all my stuff last night, drive 3 hours to Waddington, and then probably do a load of laundry, rig up a few poles, eat something, go to bed, and start practice tomorrow morning on the St. Lawrence River. Good news is I'm who knows? Not a bad one either. Not a bad one either. 3 something. Not really the kind we need to come back, but if he's our smallest one at the end of the day, we might be all right.
Solid fish number 1 for Seth Fighter, and he is one of the anglers split this week on smallmouth and largemouth, weighing in a couple each, but definitely keying in the largemouth. And he said that today. There was a blog on Bassmaster.com already this morning saying, Fighter going for the largemouth today. Yesterday, though, he really needed the smallmouth. And another guy who's targeted specifically smallmouth this week, weighing in exclusively the brown ones, Keith Combs, top 10.
Feeling good. Fish has been pretty slow so far. We just got here, but I was kind of expecting to really catch them out on the end of that deal. They're just smallmouths. They're moody. Change baits up, mix up between the topwater and the jerkbait and see what happens. Beautiful day though. Great day for topwater.
Yeah, Ronnie, mostly cloudy. A little sun there is going to turn into cloudy. A little east-southeast wind getting up to 7 miles an hour, mid-70s. What conditions do... That's what Zaldain liked. He wanted some clouds.
We've seen a variety of that, this week. Day 1, day 2, cloudier conditions, a little bit breezy, but not too bad. And then yesterday, sunny. It did slick off a little bit.
Boy, some of the misses that I have had on this topwater have just been sickening. I mean, you see them in your sleep. I mean, just giant ones. Some of them are relentless. They'll keep coming back and hitting it again and again and again, but then other ones just give you one look. You can actually see the broadside of the fish. You're like, oh gosh, that's a 4.5 pounder. They won't commit to it.
Combs had a 5 pounder yesterday, Ronnie. He'd like about 2 of those today, maybe 3.
I think those big ones, I think those big smallmouth, they're very smart. There's nothing, probably 4 or 5 pounds in Lake Champlain that hasn't been caught before, or had a few close calls anyway. And what I think is, you know, they make a lot of moves at baits. You see them behind your jerkbait or your top water, and they're wanting to see how it reacts to them. They know they're the main predator around here, and they can run down anything they want, so they almost, I think, just make a move at a bait just to see how it reacts.
Keith Combs discussing the smallmouth this week as we go over to Patrick Walters. Walters started the day in 4th place.
I don't know if that's the big one. It's not bad. Goodness gracious, they do not. There's a bigger one with him. They're further out here. They're not in the bridge right now. Easy. Easy. Something just happened. It must be hooked sideways or something. He's staying down, that's for sure. My goodness. That was anticlimactic. What the heck was that about?
Patrick Walters with his first fish of the day. Anticlimactic for him, though, too. So we go 10-1 in our leaderboard after day 3. You had to really catch them great to be in our top 10. We had Caleb Summerall coming from the Bass Nation representing. Justin Hamner, Austin Felix making the top 10, fishing on his birthday. Dustin DeMarion catching him up north. I believe his second top 10 of his career.
AOI leader.
Angler of the Year leader, Seth Fighter, really putting some pressure on everybody else. Lee Livesey catching brown ones and green ones this week. Patrick Walters.
Second biggest bag of the day, 20 pounds, 4 ounces.
Jumping into second in Angler of the Year. Keith Combs. Welcome to sight to see him in our top 10 this week. Chris Zaldain, nothing but smallmouth for him. Maybe that flat will pay off once again today. And our leader, Brian Schmidt, holding up green ones, but caught a couple key brown ones the last few days. We will see how he mixes it up to hopefully keep his lead. And we will watch him fight it out with the rest of our field starting at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. 15 minutes from now, we'll be on Fox Sports 1. And also Bassmaster.com will bring you coverage from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. today. We'll see you on Lake Champlain, Championship Sunday.